5 PM. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum. We are in hybrid session, so I'll take a roll call. Dan,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Eric,
Present.
John Gray,
Yes.
Darlene,
Yes.
and the chair is here. No announcements. Preliminary business. If no recommended changes to the minutes, I'll take a motion to accept.
Motion
Hold
to accept minutes.
And, Who's-
February 12th, sorry.
do you have a second?
Surprise.
Joanne, how are you?
Hi.
Jojo,
I'm swimming with the dolphins, baby.
get out.
I did.
Good for you. I can't wait to
Wow.
see those pictures.
Madam Chair, did you have a
I
second?
don't
I'll
have any. I
second
was
it.
in the water.
I do not have a second, Eric. Thank you. Eric has seconded the minutes. If no discussion, any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. Dan,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John Gray,
Yes.
Darlene,
Yes.
Joanne,
Yes.
and the chair is aye. It's unanimous. Moving on to the treasurer's report. John, turn it over to you.
Right now, in the treasury, we got $14,892.18.
Any discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, I'll take a motion to accept as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Dan,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Mike? Oh, nope, sorry, Mike. Eric,
Yes.
John Gray,
Yes.
Darlene,
Yes.
Joanne,
Yes.
and the chair is aye. It's unanimous. No new committee updates. Moving on to unfinished business, monthly overdose report, and I'll turn that over to Bob. Bobby?
Last month in February, we had seven total incidents. We had 2 at risk, we had 4 non-fatal overdoses, and we had 1 fatal overdose.
Any discussion?
Question.
Yes.
Darlene?
I'm just, those numbers seem higher than we've been seeing. Is there some correlation to an event or anything that you think was causing that?
No, it seems like we're kind of running on the same path as last year. Last year at the same time, we had same total number of incidents. The overdoses are slightly higher, but we're just trying to figure out, is there a higher concoction in the fentanyl or what's going on? But every batch we get, we test and we true knock to try to keep an eye on, what substances they are adding to their narcotics today. So we're just
Thank
trying
you.
to keep that rolling tally.
Any new adulterants coming up? Like any new?
Nothing that we've seen in town yet, so
Okay,
we'll see.
yeah, knock wood always, yeah.
I'd like to ask a question, please.
Yes,
Do we have the status of how many of them were, because there were so many, and I wouldn't ask if it was just a few, repeat offenders?
I can say, let me see. I know of at least 3 out of the 4 repeats, and the 1 fatal was unfortunately a repeat as well.
So 4 out of the
Sorry to hear
5.
that.
4
but
out of the
thank you
5 were
very much.
definite. I can't speak without double checking for the.
No, that's fine, thank you.
The one question I would have is, do we, and I know that doesn't show up in the Sims report, but do we know like what the window of time was in between these incidences? Would that have triggered the emergency notification to the public? Because I think it's 3 overdoses within a 48-hour window or something like that. And I may be misremembering because it's been so long since I've
Yeah.
looked at it.
So
If I may,
go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I checked into that and no, it bordered around, I made phone calls to the other communities and paid attention to it through Sims. I almost brought it up to the chief to see if he wanted to do it, but it calmed down. So, no, but we still pay attention to that. And if indeed we find that out, we will put it forward.
So were they closer together or were they stretched out?
One of them was a double together.
Oh, it
Yeah,
happened at the
same,
same
yeah.
same
time.
household.
Same house, same morning. So one was a double, so that kind of, and then one of the other ones was close, but they had zero different,
Association.
yeah, they were different ties. So,
Okay,
So,
I do
so
not
off the,
believe,
sorry, so off the record, I mean, only so much can be said by the police. I
Right.
probably can say a little more, but,
go ahead. Indulge.
I'll talk to Bobby about this and see if indeed it's the same dealer as different dealer, if indeed they're looking at it. So that's generally what comes about when we sort of, you know how this works. So
Yeah,
that's what we like to pay attention to. If that's the case, we're gonna let them know. But for the first time in 2 years, we're paying attention to it. You know what I mean?
so we almost had to trigger the emergency.
Yeah, I was
notice.
gonna do it anyway because I didn't like what was going on.
Okay,
So,
and the two that happened at the same time, were those both non-fatals or was one of those?
both non-fatals,
Okay.
both Narcan.
Okay, did they have Narcan any of them have Narcan on site?
Not
yeah,
at
we
that-
dropped some off to them too.
No, but prior to the incidences, did they have Narcan in like vicinity?
Not at that residence, they did not, so we provided
Okay,
Narcan on our visit.
all right. Any luck
We-
with getting any of the people to agree to treatment?
One was self-seeking. And that's all we were able to get.
Okay. Did he
Three
go?
phone
Did she
calls
go?
to answer your question.
Did they go?
Self-seeked
They-
on her own,
Okay,
she's seeking. So
Okay.
hopefully we're gonna follow up. Hopefully she continues.
excellent. That's good news. Any other questions from the rest of the community?
If I might add, last month, we
ahead.
had 3 follow-up phone calls from people, which was
Wow.
good.
Wow.
So they contacted you directly?
Correct.
Okay, great. Dan, anything? No? Okay.
Through the
If nothing
chair.
else, go ahead, Joanne.
Through the chair. Just I want to say thank you to Bobby and Mike for all your hard work and thank you for that detailed update.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you very much. Moving on to the community naloxone location mapping update. Do we have any kind of new information on that?
He's gonna talk to the chief to finalize it. Bobby does.
Do we have like an ETA? No,
Now that the ground's settling and warming
Yeah.
up, hopefully we'll get it moving shortly. We had a few facilities, but Boys Club, Veterans were the two exterior ones we were looking at.
yeah,
The interior is gonna be a little tougher for some of the locations, so we're
Yeah.
gonna have to talk
So-
and go that route.
so we're looking at PHR and veterans. And it's interesting that you mentioned veterans at our last meeting. And I actually joined the hike Bill Ricker group for a hike through there, and a lot of the people that are in that group were talking about how it's a very high high incident location, that they even like have picked up hypodermic needles or have reported them to the police department and that
Yes,
sort of
yeah.
thing. So I wasn't aware that that was such a high rate of incidents in that park. Yeah,
It's a good hiding spot.
yeah.
Off
yeah.
the highway, down below.
Dark
know,
and night.
Yeah, so
No
when
lighting.
we talk about putting a box there, is that gonna be down in the bottom area?
That's what I would.
Yeah,
parking
cause I
lot
think
area.
that makes more sense, right?
Yeah, there's a nice gazebo. Kind of communication board there. Around there would be,
Okay, yeah. All right,
so,
so then you said the outer areas would be a little more difficult?
the interior.
Oh,
Cause I know we were talking about trying to get some inside of buildings.
Oh, yeah,
Just try to figure out which ones and where.
yeah,
Um, but the exterior ones should be no problem whatsoever.
Okay. Did we ever get the box for the library? Because I know that they were requesting.
I don't know if it's come in yet. I don't think so. Because if it has, Bob would have put it up and let me know. They were
Oh, it
full
hasn't.
today. Did you notice?
I did see that when I came in, yep.
Wednesday, I missed last Wednesday. That
I
was my
noticed that it
fault.
was, I forget what day I came in, it was completely empty. I think maybe it was Friday. It was completely empty.
Last Monday.
Oh, was it last Monday?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
So I usually do
So-
it on Wednesdays.
okay. So any other discussion on the community naloxone? Okay, hearing none, moving on to the prevention forum. So I did get an update from Bernie. He said that the presentation at the high school went really well. He's getting a lot of great feedback from the students on it. I actually spoke to my nephew last night. He said he really liked it, and he's an 8th grader at the high school, so he said that he definitely made an impact for him. So other than that, I don't really have anything
I'm
more
going
to
tomorrow
add.
at noon.
Tomorrow at noon
Yeah, I'm going to
Um,
the one at the lock.
at the lock, okay. So yeah, tomorrow will be the 7th grade classes, 8:45 at the Marshall Middle. If anybody wants to join, and then 12 o'clock at the lock, and then the final series will take place at the Shawshene Tech on April 29th. So that's basically the update on that. We'll have to wait for Bernie to get the student project update. I just want to make sure that nobody's trying to join. Hold on 1 second. Nope, okay. Any questions or discussion on that?
If I may ask,
Go ahead,
Uh,
Mike.
how much notice do they need for us to get into the school? I'd like to
Yeah.
talk to my grandson and find out which of those at the Shawshene Tech that he's gonna be attending, and I'd like to attend that one. I really like to see how they respond to this program, more so
Yeah.
than what the program has to say, to be quite honest with you.
I think that's a question for Angela.
I
Um,
just sent her the link. She's gonna dial in a second.
Oh,
Oh, that'd
okay.
be fine, thank you. I don't need to know today, I mean, will that be available though?
Yeah,
Tina, did you talk to Bernie today?
he sent me an email early this morning.
I talked to him a little while ago. They're having the health teachers do a follow-up in a classroom session with the kids that attended it, which is a good thing to
Oh,
see,
good.
to get even more input out of it.
Yeah, that's great, because I did actually talk to my nephew. I was like, oh, are you doing a project for it? And he's like, no, but it was really impactful and really made me think about things. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be doing a project for it. So I'm glad to hear that that's happening. Yeah, health teachers, yep. So she hasn't logged in yet. Moving on to the Billerica Health Fair. Oh, is she there? Yep, there she is. Okay. So Angela is adding in 5:14. Hi, Angela, can you hear us?
Yes, hi, thank you.
We're cruising through the agenda tonight. We're fairly close to almost being done, but we were just talking about the Shawshene Tech speaker series, and Mike DeLucia had a question for attendance wise. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you. Angela, I'm wondering if, can I just find out that day which one because I don't know if the students know ahead of time when they're gonna be, but if I can find out when my grandson is going, I'd like to go to that one if at all possible.
Okay, I have no idea which one your grandson is going to either. Does your grandson have the same last name as you? Is it DeLucia?
Yeah,
Okay, well, we don't have the schedule yet mapped out for all of the students. It depends what shop your grandson will be permanently placed in. We haven't had the placement yet. So it all depends on shop placement because they're gonna go, the presentations occur after final vocational technical assignments are made. So as soon as, I know what shop he gets into at the beginning of April, then I'll be able to let you know what presentation he'll be attending.
I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Angie.
You're welcome.
All right. Billerica Health Fair, that would have been from Bernie. I don't have any updates. Does anybody have any information on that? No. I believe
Through the
that's next
chair, if
month.
you can just tell us the date again?
I think it's April 12th, but I would have to double check. Darlene, do you happen to know that off the top of your head?
I'm gonna look in my calendar right now because I have it in there.
Yes, it is. I looked through my last month's notes from 10 to 1, sorry.
Yep.
April 12th.
April
the
12th,
L.
yeah. From 10 to 1. I do have a question for Mike Higgins. Were we able to find the resource material I was looking for, or do we need to order new stuff?
I found some of it. I had three of the things at home from, I don't know exactly what I had though, because I looked quick, but I'll check it and let you know tomorrow. I found 3 crates.
Okay. And we know exactly where those are? Are those back in the closet or?
No,
where did
they're at
those-
my house still.
Oh, okay. They're in your house still. Can we make sure we get those brought in?
I
ahead
don't,
of-
where do you want to put them?
I
Which
guess
closet?
back in that, I guess back in that closet.
All right, okay.
Yep. Just so that I can come in and do an inventory and see what we need to order for the health fair.
Oh, on the 12th, the health fair?
Yeah, yeah.
I got some other stuff in. I got some pens and some other stuff. I'll double check everything I got and have it in there. How's that?
Okay.
Are
And. Go
are
ahead,
we
Darlene.
doing our own table or are we partnering with the police department? Last time Tara and I shared a table.
I think from what I understand, we were gonna have our own table next.
Okay.
maybe Next to the police department. I'm not sure where it would be placed, but I
Okay.
think. And who do we have that's gonna be going to run the table from 10 to 1? Do we want to split that out or do we just?
I'm planning on going.
Through the chair, it's Joanne. I can help out a little bit. We should probably be there about 9 if it's from 10 to 1.
For setup?
I can
Oh,
get there
man,
around
I gotta sit with
11:30.
Joanne.
Where is it?
The
Yeah.
L?
At the Billerica Elk,
It's inside, correct?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Mike, did you say
And
something?
if I could,
I apologize, I didn't speak loud enough, but I said I could be there right around 11:30, and I could stay till the 1 o'clock.
We can hang out together, Mikey.
Now you're making my whole evening, right?
Okay,
she certainly did make mine. Through the chair, I think they supply the tables. I'm not sure.
yeah, I believe that they do, yeah, but we need to bring our own like setup for like the tablecloth and then all the resource stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, Madam
yeah,
Chair, I'll
perfect.
be at the firehouse.
You'll be at the firehouse? Okay, thank you, Eric. And I will definitely, I'll add this to my calendar to make sure that I'm there to help set up as well. I don't know that I can commit through the whole entire thing, though. Any other discussion on that?
Through the chair, it's Joanne. I can do the 9 to 11 probably.
Joanne will do 9 to 11.
If someone wants to help me set up,
Yep,
or if you need me to help pick up product, I certainly will. The date, a couple of days before though, so we're
yep,
not rushing around that morning. Thank you.
thank you.
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Angela.
Dina, could you please say the date again for the event?
April 12th.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
say
at my,
the 12th.
let's see.
Saturday.
So there's a chance that I could potentially be there for some of the day. I will be at a dance competition as of right now, but the time of the competition hasn't been declared yet, so I will just let you know.
Okay,
Okay.
You need, I can go
we might need muscles for setup and breakdown, so,
to 9 o'clock.
yeah, 9 o'clock. All right. Thank you, everybody, for
Through the chair,
volunteering.
through the chair, who was that? Was that Dan?
That was Dan, yeah. And Bobby was
Thank you.
shaking his head, yes.
I might be there on the PD side, so
Okay,
I can assist more likely than not.
thank you. Hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it's good to have everybody kind of rotate in and out, so then not everybody feels like it's all on one person, right?
Tina, what are you gonna want for that?
For,
Because we went through a lot of the stuff already.
so do we have, the chip clips? And
We
the
have some of those
chargers?
left. Yeah, we have pens left.
And the chargers, and then
We
A lot
have
of
some
people-
charges, yep.
a lot of people love the hand sanitizer that we had. I don't know, I don't remember how long it's been since we ordered that.
6 years.
No, has it been that long? I know somebody asked me for it recently.
I'll get
It's
some.
expired.
Just give me a list, all right? If what
All
you think,
right.
and I'll, because I'll have to get it pretty soon.
Yeah, we have to get that done, for sure.
Through
right.
the chair, do we need to allocate some money for this? buy some product?
No, because we did that when we did our budget meeting, we set aside a certain amount of money, for supplies throughout the year. So.
Okay, thank you.
If they're gonna be ordered through Mike Higgins, he would just submit for reimbursement. Cause I believe we had set aside
Thank you.
$5,000 for supplies for the year. Moving on to ads for the school musical playbills. I know that, Joanne, you've been away and that Mike DeLucia was kind of helping piggyback on that. Do we have any updates on that?
If I could, through the chair, it's Joanne.
Go ahead.
I thought we already did. If you look in the minutes from last month, I thought we were all set with the ads for the musical.
Yeah, I
Um,
just haven't, I
what-
haven't gotten an invoice to submit payment, and I'm not sure when all that is due and like what we need for the ad itself.
Okay, well, I know that, I know we voted on whatever the amount was. I think it was $500 or $1,000 for the high school one, and we were gonna do a page at the middle school. I think the item that I talked about while I was gonna be away was putting a little ad in the Council on Aging newsletter that they send out. It's a little booklet.
Yeah,
And Mike DeLucia was nice enough to say he'd take that on, and since I was going to be away, and he got some information. I mean, he can speak on it more, but he got some information about who to contact, and he's left several messages. And as far as I know, he hasn't heard from anyone, but I'm sure he could update us more.
go ahead, Mike.
That was absolutely perfect. That's exactly what's happened. Ever since I said yes, I would, I've been calling the number that they gave me, and I leave a mess. Well, I started off at 3 times a week. Now I'm down to once a week. But I can pick it up to once a day until I drive them crazy and they do answer. But my wife says I'm a
Okay.
pain, and and so
I know there's
shouldn't
been
be
some
that way,
transit. There's been some transition over there, so it might just be that they don't know who the appropriate person is to connect
Oh,
you
no,
with just yet.
they have there's a number on the thing that said if you'd like to place an ad, to call this number.
Oh, I see.
That's what they gave me, because
Okay.
I don't really read it, to be honest. The only thing I read is the inside to see what we're doing,
Okay.
and so I don't really look at the ads. And so I did call that number, and they gave a woman's name to call, and I've called it. I still have the thing, and I called on Tuesday of this week.
Okay.
She must be on vacation with me.
No,
Maybe
this
I'll
has
see her
been
at the
3
beach.
weeks now. That's a long vacation. I understand. People are busy. Everybody's short-staffed.
Okay, well, I'll just keep it on the agenda until we get an answer, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Moving, no problem. No, moving on to new business. We'll turn this over to Darlene Torrey. This is for the Billerica
Alright.
Playground Project fundraiser event. Resource table and donation.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry
Donna.
about that.
Yeah.
So the playground project is having a fundraiser event to raise funds for the school playgrounds, project support, beam playgrounds, in honor of Doreen Healy, who was a wonderful friend and an advocate for so many in town. And they're asking organizations if they want resource tables. And the tables are free, but I think we should make a donation to them. And it's geared for families and kids and teens and everything. They're gonna have Pat the Patriot there and a whole bunch of dunk tanks and all kinds of stuff going on, raffles, everything. So it's gonna be a really well-attended event, and I think with all the parents and kids there, it'd be a great way for us to get our message out and get some information in the hands of parents. Maybe set up a little fun activity for kids, something. But I think where the resource table is free, I would like to ask if we could make a donation to the playground project. Of course, this is all substance awareness based.
I think, the way that I understood the way that the event was being set up, they were looking for sponsors, so I think maybe sponsorship is.
Well, they're
uh,
looking for both. You can sponsor, but if you want a table, they'll give you a free resource table, but they are looking for sponsors. So if we could be a sponsor, I think that would be great. I think it would benefit them as far as getting sponsorship, but I think it would definitely help us get our message out to parents and students and the community as a whole.
And do we know what the sponsorship levels are?
They don't really have one set up.
Uh.
They're kind of like whatever you want to donate. The usuals are like 250, 500, 750, 1,000. Those are usually what places and companies do. I don't know what the committee feels they're willing to do. And also I will be there the whole day, so I'll be happy to help out, man the table, and also help with the event.
Do we know what the date is, please, if I can interrupt?
May 3rd, Saturday,
I had the wrong date.
and
Thank
it'll
you.
be at the old Ditson.
That's his name.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I pledged to go, so
You're, Dan, what'd you say?
my family was gonna go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could be.
All right, Dan, Darlene. I'll open it for discussion on potentially sponsoring and having a resource table. Any
Through the
questions?
chair, I'm sorry. It's Joanne. I missed what that last conversation was between Dan and Darlene.
Just that Dan was already planning to be there all day, so he'll be there to help out if we need him.
Thank you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Yes.
much.
That's perfect.
He's planning on attending the event. I don't want to volunteer him for the whole day. Sorry about that.
I don't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Eric.
looking at their page, they were looking at raffle donations. Is that something that we can get some market basket gift cards to make some kind of basket or something like that? Is that along the lines that we're talking about, or are we just talking about straight up money?
I think we were just talking about a straight up sponsorship donation instead of the raffle baskets. So that way when they do their advertisements, they would say this event is sponsored by such and such, whatever the name of the organizations are.
Gotcha.
Can I have
Through
the
the
times
chair.
again, please?
I didn't hear you.
I apologize. Could I have the times again? What time it,
Darlene,
Let me look, hold on.
On their page, it says it's from 10 to 4.
10 to 4.
Good job, Eric.
Thank
Darlene,
you.
I can volunteer at some point during the day. I just don't know when yet because that could potentially be a Saturday for placement testing at Shawsheen.
Okay,
And I usually, work that day. So again, just similar to the other event, I'm happy to make an appearance if my schedule allows.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
And I support the donation of the sponsorship.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Joanne.
Hi, it's Joanne. Eric had a great idea about doing a basket or whatever, and I just wanted to, put a little, I wanted to see maybe if the fire department or the police department, if they wanted to maybe sponsor a basket to be raffled off. I know I'm personally, going to be putting a basket into that donation, but I didn't know if the fire department and or the police department might want to help with putting a basket together, whether it be Market Basket gift cards or,
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Darlene.
Joanne, they're already doing that on a separate note. The police department and the fire department are working separately. And they're helping out with the dunk tanks and some other stuff.
So
awesome. Thank you.
So my concern with that would be, I know that Market Basket gift cards and certain type of gift cards was picked up as a red flag for the town audit. So I'm a little hesitant to go that route. I would be more inclined to go the same way that we did for the holiday festival, where we created our own basket and then reimbursed for the purchases that were made. But to go out and pick up gift cards, I'm a little hesitant about that.
Through the chair, it's Joanne again.
Go
I
ahead,
have no
Joanne.
problem with that. I was just suggesting that maybe the police and fire do their own basket, and through Darlene, they are gonna be doing their own thing. So I think we should definitely do a sponsorship. And I'd like to make a motion to do a sponsorship for $500.
Give a
Second,
sec. Any discussion?
Discussion through the chair.
Go ahead, Darlene.
Before we vote, I just want to make it very clear that the playground project, setting up the resource table will benefit substance awareness and prevention. And this is something within our guidelines. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I know that Doreen was a very big proponent of substance use prevention, and I do
Absolutely.
believe that it falls within that wheelhouse as well. Yeah, I know that she helped many families, including my own, so I
Thank you.
agree.
Could I
Yeah.
make a, through the chair, it's Joanne, can I make a friendly amendment? Let's raise it to 1,000.
How does everybody feel about that? Mike Higgins? Can't hear you, muted. Muted.
I got people in my office. Split the difference, I'd say.
What do you mean split the difference?
750.
750, oh. Anybody else?
Through the
I'll
chair,
second 750.
I'm sorry, Eric and then Angela?
I'll second the 750.
Okay, Angela?
I'm happy with any amount, any dollar amount that we want to give.
All right. So do you, Joanne, we would need you to amend it to the 750 if everybody's in agreement with that?
Sure, I'd like
Anybody
to make a
opposed
friendly amendment
for the
to have
750?
the sponsorship donation to $750.
And with Eric seconding. I'm gonna take a roll, any other discussion? I'll take a roll call. Dan,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John Gray,
Yes,
Darlene,
Yes.
Joanne,
All right, bye.
Yes,
Angela,
Yes,
And the chair is aye. That's unanimous.
Through the chair,
Go ahead.
Joanne, what is a unfriendly amendment?
Oh, I thought I said a friendly amendment.
You did, so I'm asking what an unfriendly amendment is.
I've heard a few, you
I don't
really
know.
don't want to know.
I've been
I
subject to a few.
I think I would just say you're taking away from my beach time, but I'm a very dedicated Bsap member. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for not answering that question.
It's
Any
a
other
moving answer.
Any other discussion or any recommendations for next month's meeting before we adjourn?
Before, if I may, before we adjourn, can I ask, because I thought that this playground project was the same project that we did last year out by the prison, the jail there. Remember the one
That's right.
across the street there?
No, that was through the rec department.
Are we gonna be doing that one again this year? Are they doing it? No?
I haven't seen anything new on it yet.
I
think
haven't
that was-
either, but that's why I
I
was
think that was
asking.
for, wasn't that Christmas in July? I think that was in July.
Yes.
I thought it was August. Was it July?
July, yeah.
It was a little windy and rainy and cold.
Not that one, no.
No, that one was really hot.
We remember that one.
Yeah, no, Yankee Doodle was windy and cold and rainy, yeah.
Yeah.
We-
That was-
We,
yeah, that
we got washed away.
All right.
So
Thank
then
you
all
very
the
much.
stuff,
I just got confused with the
The
project.
mud art.
I had a great time.
it took 3 months to dry everything out.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not sure they all did they?
All right, if nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second. Dan
Second.
seconded. Dan,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
John Gray,
Yes.
Darlene,
Sure.
Joanne.
No, I want to talk to you guys for a little bit. No.
Go play with
Yeah.
the dolphins.
Oh God, Angela,
Yes.
and the chair is aye. Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone
Bobby,
be safe.
swing by.
Thank you.